Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel and to this series about the course Level Design for Games on CGMA that I did recently. I did this course during the term of spring 2024. So this is the final project week that I'm gonna talk to you about, and so for this last week. It was a final project that we did on 2 weeks, so on week 9 and week 10. And basically what we talked about on the course was mainly how to build up your portfolio and really what you should put into your resume and your portfolio for to find job in level design. And also what we could do in the future, what could be integrated to our portfolio. Should we do an art station? Should we do a website? And what are good practices and bad practices? So we really talked a lot about that. Unfortunately, there was not lectures on week 10, so I wish there would have been some lectures on week 10, because I think that it would have been really interesting to just dive deeper into other types of gameplay, or just, more stuff, more resources about level design and everything, and I think that it could have been really interesting. But anyways, it was pretty fun. And so just so I can talk to you about what we did for the assignment. The assignment was free for these 2 weeks, so it was just like if we had a passion project or a type of game that we wanted to explore, we needed to explore that. So if some of you have been following my work from back in the days, I mean, a couple of years ago I had this idea, I think it was like almost 8 years ago to be honest, about a game that would be a 3D side scroller mixed with a beat 'em all, and you would just like be a Viking dad that made a promise to his son, and the promise got broken, but was not, unfortunately it got broken, and now he needs to make a deal with the goddess Hel and find his way through Valhalla. So the idea is called Berserk Ascension, and this was a project that when I started working in games, I wanted to pitch it at the company I was working for, and I started working on that, and I had a lot of fun, but I was not able to prototype stuff at the time I was using Unity at this company, and I was not able to prototype things yet. And I think that the level of skills that I had at this time was way less impressive than what I've been growing to as an artist right now. And so I think that I thought of this project, and I was like, I think that's a good opportunity to just kind of pitch some ideas, to just roughly see what I could do with this project. But it's gonna be small, it's gonna be just like prototyping stuff. We only have 2 weeks, and I think we had some holiday too during that time. I think it was the holiday here in Quebec, Canada. So a couple of things that was on my mind, but I think that I kind of made a cool project. So I will just show you what I did during this project for the brainstorm, mood board, and intention, and after that we can go in Unreal, see what I've been doing. Here we have by PureRef, and those here are the first concepts that I did a couple of years ago, and those were my idea. So the idea is that you play Armad, and he's a berserker, so he's some kind of warrior that can change into a bear. And I like God of War, and I like the concept of the rage, and so I think that maybe you could like build a rage bar or something like that, but I will, spoiler alert, I did not make it into the game, but I just still kind of wanted to express some ideas. So these were the kind of enemies that I was designing at the time, and you can see that my style changed a lot. This was mostly cartoony, and but it was fun, it was just different than what I like to do now. And I redesigned it like last year. I wanted to kind of had a new take on Ermod, and so I worked on this character here. and what could be a snippet of the environment. So it was just like, oh, what could be his cabin, you know. And yeah, so I started with that, and I started with just gathering some references, because I decided that I would work the first level that would be Niflheim. So the first time Hermod is dead, you know, he goes through hell, and then he can just find a goddess and make a deal with it. So so I had this idea about maybe some environment that is more made of harsh stone and ice. So I really like those kind of pictures here. And this was, at the time, I was not super good in just like mood paintings, but this was an exploration that I did at the time. And I also like the more greenish vibe in Niflheim for God of War, so I think that this was also an inspiration. I really like this example here, and those kind of shots here. So, and I also really like more those kind of shapes also that are just kind of some kind of like hexagonal shape or something like that in the rocks. So I think I kind of went with that and wanted to make a mix of everything in that. So when I cleaned up my mood board, this was kind of the idea of what I would do in this level. So it would be Hermod, a dead warrior dad. During the Viking era, we would be in Helheim, well, in Niflheim, but Helheim is in Niflheim. And we need to go to the halls of hell to make a deal with the goddess. Why? Because we need to get to Valhalla to find his son. And how do we get to there? By traversing Niflheim and defeating monsters, beat them all up. So I started with that, and with that, I went into Unreal Engine and just started to prototype things. So let's see what I've been doing. Alright, I'm in Unreal right now. And so, just so you know, the first thing that I needed to do was to work on the character, so it can be a side scroller. So what I did is I did a new character blueprint, because we didn't have a character like that in the project, and I started by using the third-person project from Unreal. So it only has a jump, so this is the downside of this project. But still, I kind of did something interesting with it. But you know, I think that this would be something that I would really like to do to get this level better in the future. Because in my idea, you know, you would just like slash some enemies, and there's many things you could do. But right now we can just jump and pick up some elements. So this is the downside of, I think the main downside of this level here is that it's pretty incomplete to my taste, at least, but I think I still did something interesting with it. And something that I think is cool is that I used this material that I made the week prior. So this is just a little gradient material that can use the height of the asset to create a gradient. So this was super cool to make some ice. I also played a lot with FX. I made like assets that you can take damage, and also I used some particles to indicate that, you know, where those particles are there, it's kind of dangerous. So if you fall, you know, you can die and things like that. And I also made a little orb that you can pick up and gives you a little boost. And this was really fun to make too. I played with the camera and the speed of the animation. So when you take it, you know, you run faster, and the camera FOV change. So this was pretty fun to do. And I wanted to integrate like 3 interesting spots, maybe 4 if you count the base of the 3. So at the beginning of the level, you are at the base of Yggdrasil, and you have like Mimir there, and after that you encounter a cool space that is the corpse shore. It's here. So this is the corpse shore, and you traverse this space. And we have just a little bit of traversal here with some platforms. So I wanted to try to create some verticality also, even if I just have the jump. So this was pretty hard, but I still managed to add some. I think this is something that I would like to implement, is just having probably like a mental or something, so I can play more with the concept of verticality in this level. So after you have encountered this this interesting space, you can go here to the boiling spring. So this is also an important place in Niflheim. And you continue your journey here. And then you arrive at the halls of hell. And my idea was that, you know, it would be probably the only person that go there are more like warriors and persons that, you know, have are of more significance to hell. And at the end of the level, you have the goddess that is sitting there and that you can talk to. And yeah, so I think that we can just play the level and I will talk about it. And if ever it's buggy, I'm pretty sorry. I think that the character blueprint that I made is not perfect, but I still think that, you know, the level has some interesting things. So I kind of want to share that with you. But definitely this is, I think that this is more of a prototype of a prototype, you know. It's just kind of, this idea is so dear to me that I think that I'm not pleased with what I've done in the end. But I think this is it's an important part of the journey of being an artist, you know. So yeah, so let's play this. Alright, so we have here the little introduction that I made. So we can see that. Just wait, I think that I will just do a new editor window. I think this will be more interesting. Alright, there we go. So just to add some context.
Better get to this hell quick. I need to get to Valhalla before the kid does.
So you heard here, I did a little robot voice. I think that this was fun to make. I also did one for Mimir.
Welcome to Niflheim, Hermod. This is the realm of the dead and its mistress, Hel.
And we already have a little bug, so we're gonna just play it again. I don't exactly know what creates the bug, but if I don't play the level fast enough...
Better get to this hell quick. I need to get to Valhalla before
so I
the
did a
kid
really
does.
small respawn here, so whenever you fall in the environment, you can just go back to a safe spot. Made some little enemies that you just run into and they break. A danger here, and if you step on it, you have some damage, but it's just figurative damage, but still you get it. So the idea is that you would just run into this level. So you see that every time you pick up these little yellow orbs, you have this change of camera and it gets faster. Also here, I also used my damage queue here. I think this part of the environment is my favorite, to be honest. I really like it. I worked a great deal of time on this one. And so every time you pick up the orb, you can go faster. And the FOV change. Some enemies, some fire. I also learned how to integrate some sounds in the space, so this was pretty interesting. And we are already at the end. So this is a quite, you know, it's a fast level. And we have some text here that is just a conversation between Hermod and Hel when he makes a deal with Hel, you know, to go to Valhalla. And a little thing at the end to say what happened. So that's pretty much it. So the level is done, and you can see that here's another bug that I had. So I think that the problem is that this character is pretty buggy, but you know, if you do the level really fast, you don't have any bug. And the good thing is that this level is made to be really fast, but I think this is still a problem that I would like to do better, you know. But yeah, so this was really fast, but I don't want to do like a, you know, many tutorials on how I made things. I think that this is something that, you know, I think you could guys explore on your own, and I think that a lot of people do way better tutorial than me on how to make, you know, this kind of level and those blueprints. And I'm still really, you know, I'm still learning. I don't think that I'm necessarily the best at visual scripting. You know, I'm definitely okay, but I'm not the best. But I think that something that I really liked is just that I made a lot of I think my level has a lot of personality, and I think that this is what really I want to be doing in the future. So yeah, so some things that I want to keep in the future are really, you know, this kind of look and feel that I think that during the different course, during the different assignments, I really developed kind of my own style as a designer. So I think that I really love, you know, gray shapes with cool lighting. That's basically it. But I like to have like a, you know, a strong sense of just what could be. And I think this is the artist in me that is, you know, talking a lot. Also, I think that on this level specifically, having the changes of pace and FOV for the camera, that was really, really fun. And I think that added a little bit of fun to the environment. And I think that the robot voices and the SFX were also pretty fun. I think that's something I want to improve is definitely the text. I think that I read kind of pretty fast, but I think that it's not everybody that reads fast. So I something that I would like to learn is just how to make text that, you know, you have a button, you know, so you can just like have a text, click a button to skip it or to close it and things like that. So everybody has their own pace. So this is something that I will work in the future to implement into my future levels. And definitely add some more possible action for the player. Also some more player moves, you know, in general, because having only a jump was a big limitation. I think that it was a kind of a deal breaker for this level. I think it could have been way more interesting, but it's okay. But I think it could have been way better if I had more than a jump. And also adding more interaction from the character with the environment, like more things to pick up, but also more like maybe the character is not that soulless, you know. I think that the character should be talking a little to just, you know, have some personality. And I still want to learn so many things, but I think that in the future levels, I think that I will really focus on having better interactions and also think about what micro loops of gameplay that I could take place into this environment. Like, you know, focus more on what the actions, what sort of actions the player can do. So I think this is something that I want to implement more into my levels and really think about. And also I think it will help me to design some more props in concept after that. So to be like, oh yeah, this is, you know, to be used by the player. So it would be interesting to do a concept, and because this element needs to be super iconic, because you need to figure it out right away when you enter the level or something like that. And also I want to just learn new ways to prototype things, really, because I think this is the fun part. Is for me, I think the fun part is just to prototype things, and also to add some story element and some artistry into the level. I think those are kind of my 3 favorite pillars of doing level design. So yeah, so I hope that you guys have enjoyed following me through this journey, and it was really fun. I think that I will probably do a little video about just you know, what were the pros and cons that I feel were really important into this course. I think this could be interesting for you if you guys want to do this course. But I think that just watching my videos and reading my blog post about this journey is really gonna give you a good idea of what you can expect. But yeah, I really liked it, and I think that it was super important for me to do this course, because in this kind of, if you guys don't know it, I think that a lot of you do who are watching are people that work in the game industry or want to work in the game industry, and you probably know that the industry is a bit broken right now. So it has been a really tough year for me and for a lot of people, I think. And doing this course really sparked back the little flame in my heart that really wanted to make games, And so I think this is the biggest takeaway that I get from having done this course, is just like it kind of put some more fuel into my passion of making games. And I think that I really want to in my future work, even if it's level design or if it's concept art, I think that something that I really want to integrate into my work is just not prove, but I mean just really showcase that I'm a game developer. I think that this is something that is truly important for me, and I think that I will want to reflect in my future pieces, concept or level design. Because I think that right now, I think that after having done this course, I'm definitely open to start working as a level designer as a junior. I think that I would kind of enjoy it. But I also know that I have so much experience as a concept artist, and I think that this is also a very nice field, but it's also a field that has been pretty impacted by our new realities in this world. So I think that for the future I will try to make my portfolio more project based, and I hope I can probably share that with you. So some kind of a devlog or something like that. I will see what kind of way it can take, what kind of shape, And so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you want to see more of it, you can also read my blog post that I will post on my website and on ArtStation, and you can all see all those levels on my website right now. So you can go to carolinebruno.com and just head down to the level design tab, and you can see all what I did during this course. And so thank you again for following me on this journey, and I'll see you on another video. Bye!